we have a great show coming up for you. Super excited because we get to talk about the alien abductions that people have talked about forever if they live in a trailer park. Turns out we have an answer on how that's happening, along with some other interesting news, such as some renewable energy for a bus ride that will take you on the crappiest ride you've ever had. All of that and more coming up right now on the Morning Laugh.
Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. You're up and at it for the day and doing all the things that you need to be doing to get ready for work. Or maybe you're already ready for work and you're on your way. So glad you're here. I'm Brian Kohatsu. I am here bright and early. I've got my coffee. I'm awake, as you can tell. And I'm going to bring in, you just saw him. I'm not burying the lead or anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike James.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's it going this morning?
Pretty good. Okay. Yeah.
You're looking spry this morning and ready to go.
It's weird. It feels like a Wednesday to me right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Thursday yet.
Yeah. Sometimes I go through like, is it Monday again? That's how my life works.
It feels like late Wednesday night, almost Thursday morning, but not Thursday morning. You know what I'm saying?
Could be. You need to go to bed earlier, maybe.
No, that might be
a full day ahead, just to be ahead a day.
That'll do it.
I don't know. All right, let's bring in the other two guys. We've got Josh Novey. No,
he's in the restroom.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, then. Let's bring in Chris Wineland. Chris.
All right, Chris Wineland. Where's Chris?
I believe he's in the bathroom.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Guess it's just you and I, Brian.
I've just been handed a note. Sorry. Yes, Chris is in the restroom also. Okay, well, I guess it's just you and I, Mike. So. Okay, well, we can do this. We're grown men. We can handle this, right? All right, Mike, let's just go. Let's go straight to seeing what's in the news, what's trending now. And
absolutely.
I know what's happening there. So, all right.
What do you got, Brian? What's in the news this week?
Well, Olympic fever is going on. And
that's true.
If you guys are like me, you're not watching. So
statistically, you're not.
They say that NBC right now is just like panicking because, everything's going south. So Simone Biles, bailed, and then Simone bailed. Is that her new name? I don't know. I'm going easy on the kid, whatever. But typhoon, there was typhoon alert,
Yep.
So, Gilligan, get the girls to the other side of the island. That kind of typhoon, like serious stuff. So
we're trying to avoid any level of politicizing any of it. It is strong reports that say that it's the woke, quote unquote, woke athletes and that stuff that's really destroyed their ratings. Nobody wants to watch it.
I did watch fencing.
Did you?
I did. I was up at some horrible time in the morning or evening. I don't remember. And it was on. But no, actually fencing, I thought this is kind of noble. There's something noble about fencing, and I thought, bring on, the
sport of kings.
Yeah, exactly. And then I thought, man, are they going to be doing like, pistols at dawn? Because I'm in,
dueling, Olympic dueling.
All right, so the hand slap. Oh my gosh, it's on.
Okay, so he did take that round. However, it looks like on review he only did 9.5 paces. So
at this rate, it will take him 7 years to die. He's good. No, I enjoyed the fencing, and then I did watch some of the swimming.
See, that's the thing. The Summer Olympics just aren't as exciting. The Winter Olympics to me are just, I don't know, they're more fun. I just always enjoyed them more. Maybe it's because of the broom competition. Is that in the Winter Olympics?
Curling, yeah.
Curling, yeah. And the competition snow blowing, that's always fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the curling. The actual, is that, what do they call it? The thing
puck?
That they actually,
I don't know.
I mean, it's made of steel, right, or something? Is it like is technically at a curling iron?
It's called a curling iron.
It is a curling iron.
Right. That's not right.
Sound too familiar? Yeah, I've heard of this before.
What do they call it? I'm trying to find it here. Let's see. Oh, it's called a curling rock.
Oh, yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
The curling rock
made of granite.
Yeah.
Well, this one is.
Well, the
I
good
can
ones
order
are.
it for you on Amazon right now if you want.
Oh, please do. And maybe I don't know. Maybe we give one away. I don't know. We've never given away anything on this show. Maybe
We can do that.
we could do that.
If you're interested in receiving a curling rock from us via Amazon, make a comment and we'll see what we can do.
Write us an essay as to why you need it.
Why you need one. We will choose the most needy person for the curling rock.
It's going to be some kid from Minnesota. Yeah, morning laugh. I don't know what accent that was suddenly. I'm really in need. Just moved here from Boston. I really need that curling rock. Help me out. Wow.
Here's a sport you don't see that it's a real actual competition sport, and I don't know if it'd be winter or summer Olympics. And you tell me, Brian. It's actual. This is the actual real thing. Grave digging. That is a sport and a competition.
That's a legit sport. You're telling me
it's grave diggers. Yeah, there's an international competition. I was just reading the story, and let me see if I can find it.
Where? Well, they're burying coffins. Not you have to wait for.
They're just digging the grave. They're not putting anything in it, but they have to.
So it's not to dig it. You don't have to dig it, place it, and fill it.
I was gonna enter this year, but I couldn't find a corpse. Yeah, it has to be 5 feet deep, 6.5 feet long, and 3 feet wide. Whoever digs it, I imagine they get. It's the best time, and then they get graded on how square and straight the walls and that sort of thing are.
Okay, so
crazy.
Here's my theory on this, Mike. Have you ever dug a grave?
Not that deep. I've dug shallow graves. No, I have not. I've dug a grave for a pet.
I have also.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your standards were at the moment, but for us, I know it was jumping in and then trying to figure out on your body where, I'm not 6 feet tall, but I'm thinking, okay, let's go 3 at least, right? So whereabouts.
Mine was. You think the grass will grow over this, as long as it was under the grass roots? Yeah.
Unfortunately, mine was for my full size lab. So it was a big dog, a big hole. I'll tell you what, though, Mike, you haven't lived until you've dug a grave with your wife.
Yeah, that's probably true. I don't think
we did it together, and it was one of the most interesting moments of our life together, trying to dig that hole for our mighty dog.
Yeah, because you're right. That was a big dog.
Yeah. So, and I hate to say it, but like he kind of riggered a little bit, so his arm was like this. But when we dug the hole, it wasn't wide enough, so I had to really cut an inlet to let him in. a little
like an Eastern wing to the eternal home.
Like when Bugs Bunny slams through a wall and it's outlined. It's pretty much that's what the hole looks like. But
oh my gosh!
Rest in peace. He was a good dog, and that was quite the experience. So what do you win? What are the prizes? Like is it like?
No, I think
who shall win the golden shovel?
It's well, first of all, the obvious prize is that you will probably get a lot more gigs because of the notoriety. Sure. It's the exposure, pretty much.
So it's exactly like a comedy competition.
Yeah, it's a matter of winning it, so you get more exposure, so you get more gigs. Because I think grave digging is a contract-based thing. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to. There's not a lot of information about it.
I just did the Morrison funeral. Oh, who books that? Yeah. Exactly. I pre-started some holes for some guys, but they won't let me do the big job yet. So, but I'm getting there. You got to do the open holes, guys. Really?
The open holes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any more bar digging.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm past that. I've grown past that in my career. I don't have to dig at bars anymore.
I know you and I both have friends. We have a mutual friend who is a mortician.
Yeah.
I have other friends of mine that are morticians. They're a unique group of people. They're usually all very nice people, like really nice.
The way they're portrayed on television is very, the ashen face and the usually very skinny and just very
macabre.
Yeah, macabre. Yeah, that's a good word for it. But yeah, in my experience, that's not been the case. They're very jovial.
No, they're extremely nice people.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is when they see you and they size you up. So, how you doing?
I don't mind, except for when they get the measuring tape out. That really puts me off.
It's like, that's all good. Huh. Well, give it some time, Mike. It'll be an Olympic sport.
I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers. That and snow blowing. There.
Yeah.
One's for the winter, one's for the summer.
I always say, so I don't know if you know this, but they have 3-on-3 basketball for the Olympics.
Right.
I know they have a female division. I didn't see if there was a male, but they have female 3-on-3, and I believe the U.S. took gold in that. But I always said to my wife, I always thought it would be interesting if like ESPN or something did 3-on-3 just at a local park and broadcast it, because some of the play is great, some of it's horrendous, and it's just funny to watch. Like, people that just want to be playing for the love of the game, which I'm just really thinking of the people I used to play with. At times was amazingly comical to watch some of the worst basketball you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, there's a lot of you see sports blooper reels all the time and that sort of stuff. And it's, some of them are totally understandable. Sometimes it's ridiculous because these are like professional athletes with their sport, and the mistakes some of them make repeatedly, even like basketball. I always think, how is it possible to miss a free throw? That's your only job, to be able to hit that basket from that distance. Now, granted, I know we get a lot of grief for that, but to me, it's like, how can you mess that up? It's like watching a child. It's like watching Biden in a press conference. It's like, how do you do that? That's your only job, is to be able to speak.
Stick to the notes. What's this word? My father, when my father was alive, he used to say all the time, we'd watch basketball together, and there was one night Michael Jordan missed a free throw, and he goes, with this much money, he shouldn't miss. Dock his pay for every free throw he misses. Starting salary, like back then, like Jordan was making like a whopping $2 million, compared to today's salaries. But then you basically go, all right, fine. For every shot he misses, you deduct X amount of dollars.
Right.
They would really watch what shots they take.
It's true. There'd be a lot less points in the game, I imagine.
It'd be a real interesting
a lot less attempts
league to watch for sure. So.
Or instead of just dogging for the shots they miss, just pay them for the shots they make.
Oh, there you go.
Then you have very high scoring games. Everybody's shooting baskets all over the place.
Launching them from everywhere. I might not get another chance. Especially all the rookies, So,
what else is in the news?
Well, it's been an interesting last 24 hours. I don't know if you and I did not talk about this earlier. ZZ Top, Dusty Hill, who was the bass player, passed away.
Yeah, I heard that.
And just so you know, this is interesting. The two guys, I'm flaking on the other guy's name, but the two guys with the beards, Z and Z.
ZZ Top and Z and Z. Yeah.
But the drummer's name was Frank Beard, who didn't have a beard. Do you know that? I always found that fascinating. I love ZZ Top, and that's very sad. And Gibbons, I forgot his first name. I'm missing it right at the moment, but he's got a great blues album out, solo blues album out that he's had out for last few years. Really, really super talented. But I say that only to say that there was another death that recently happened. Of course, I'm talking about Ron Popeil, the president and founder of Ronco.
Warranty expired. Yeah, Ron Popeil is gone. He if you're curious what he did, he invented a lot of stuff. I know he invented a lot. I also know he bought a lot of inventions from people to market them, but he actually did invent a lot of the stuff. I don't know which of those, but he did the things like, what were they? Mr. Microphone.
What's interesting, it's almost by decade. Mr. Microphone was huge, like in the 70s and the 80s, which was a microphone you could tune into your radio.
Yeah.
You remember the famous ad? Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
I totally remember that. Yeah. They're in a little convertible driving by a pretty girl.
Convertible, right.
Yeah.
And then the girl was all like, I wish I had a device I could call the police right now. That would be later down the road. Pocket Fisherman. Huge.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big thing too. I don't know when these all came out. I remember the first thing I remember is the Vegomatic. That was like everybody talked about the Vegomatic.
Yeah, there was no Cuisinart when we were kids.
No, that was
Vegomatic.
Food processor.
Yeah.
That was before even a word processor.
Yeah.
Literally.
And remember too, all of that stuff was as seen on TV before the as seen on TV was even a thing. Pocket Fisherman, very popular. So much so, like, we didn't own a Mr. Microphone. Did you guys?
I think, there were 7 kids in our family, so I think somebody had one at one point.
Okay. All right. They're very Donnie and Marie looking microphones with the cable,
Yeah.
the little,
Yeah,
little antenna on the bottom.
You could tune into it from your car radio.
Pocket Fisherman so popular that my father actually bought one.
We had a Pocket Fisherman. My brother had a Pocket Fisherman.
They weren't too bad. They actually did work. I mean, you weren't fishing for bass.
Right.
Or
but, I mean, you have the right bait on. It doesn't matter how you get it down there. Now winding it back
getting
up.
It up is yeah.
I
remember my father would use just for like rainbow trout, and it was fine for that. It was perfect. I do recall my dad catching quite a few fish with the Pocket Fisherman. So
here are a couple. I didn't. This one I remember clearly. This was the egg scrambler.
Okay.
It was, for those of you not looking, or those of you looking, I'll have to explain it anyway. It was a tiny little needle that stuck up. It just poked up out of this machine. You took a raw egg and stuck it onto this needle and then turn it on, and the needle would spin, but it would spin out of balance. So it would scramble the egg inside the shell. And then you crack open the egg and it's all pre-scrambled. Kind of cool. I'm surprised those don't exist anymore.
I love the fact that you still have to crack the egg.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Voila.
Yeah. But you just don't have to scramble it. It's kind of a cool thing though. Yeah. And then here's one I'd never seen until I looked it up today. Other inventions of his. This is a spray gun. So what happens is you put an item in here to spray. The thing is though,
you're talking about a normal hose attach. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah,
so it's a normal hose attachment.
Yep.
But
detergent, wax, fertilizer. So you put anything in there that you want to.
So you put in a tablet into the gun somewhere, into the hose gun.
I imagine so, yeah.
And then you're good to go. I like the way it's packaged. It's just like those giant tablets. It's like, it won't harm you at all.
Yeah, really.
And who cares if you mix it up, you know?
And I like it. There's detergent, wax, fertilizer, weed killer, insecticide, shampoo, toothpaste. It's pretty weird. Anyway,
there they are.
So R.I.P. Ron.
Yeah, the rotisserie chicken thing. I forgot about that. Let's talk for a serious moment about the canned hair.
Oh, dude, yeah, the spray hair in a spray bottle.
Yeah, hair in a can or whatever it was. But the thing was about that, you just shook it up, and if you had any follicles left at all, it would adhere to those. And then in the commercial, it claims you could comb it.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked, but that's what they claimed. It basically worked on the same theory as if you. Again, most people don't even know what this is, but it was the flocking of your Christmas tree. You'd spray this fake snow, and it would adhere this glue-like crud, but that would do the same thing for your hair, just dark colored.
Now, I'm gonna let you all in on a secret here for a second. So, so a couple years ago, I had, and you know this, Mike, but I'm telling this for the people watching. So, and listening, podcasters. No, I had valley fever, which some of you don't know what that is. It's not as serious as it sounds. But I had that.
It sounds it's more serious than it sounds.
It is more serious than it sounds. Dolphins have died from it.
It sounds valley fever makes it sound like it's just some sort of like, when you're shopping, you might catch a cold.
You know how when you're shopping and you get valley fever?
When you go to the valley for the afternoon, you might get
we're really going way off course on this story. Anyways, what I'm saying is when I had valley fever, it's a lung bacterial thing that people in Arizona get. They'll get it. Anyways, I had to take these tablets, which made my hair fall out. Right. So, during that time period, I was starting to lose a lot of hair. Like my hair was really thinning out quite a bit. So, I was getting my hair cut one day, and the guy who cuts my hair has been doing it for like 20 some odd years. He goes, man, it's really getting light up there, you know? And he, without me asking, he put in like this that peppered stuff.
Oh, like salt and pepper look?
Yeah, but it makes your scalp like colored.
So really?
So it doesn't look like you're losing any hair. It was so like, I got home going, I feel like a fraud walking around. Like I didn't go anywhere. I went immediately home.
So is it like
my wife.
Does it like wash off in the shower or what?
Yeah. Okay. But it was almost like ground brown sugar. Like if you sifted it and made it really ground up.
Did you taste it, Brian?
No, but it's the way he was putting it on was like tap, 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 tap. Like
yeah. I know because it tasted just like Snickerdoodles.
Horrible product, but a great dessert topping. Yeah. So it's kind of, but that's why every time I see that, thing in a can, I'm thinking like, it's just so bizarre. The fact that, in the commercials, he's combing it.
Yeah. I know. I remember that too. That's the thing I remember about it, the combing. And I was like, I feel like this isn't being honest. There's no way you can comb that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But you know what? Times have changed so much that guys don't really care. Guys would shave their head before they would, go, I'm going to work, honey. Almost out. Gotta run to the store.
Speaking of fake hair, there's a product in China that is being marketed to people to avoid being pursued by creepy guys. So it's for women who don't want to be pursued. And so it's a product basically that makes their legs look less attractive to men. And it's called hair stockings. And here's a picture. Is that disturbing or what?
Okay. What Mike has just put up is pretty much what people think the Bigfoot looks like.
It's a stocking that goes over your legs that make your legs look really hairy. Like.
Okay. In defense, I will say that it's pretty close to what my legs look like in
yeah, but you're a guy.
When I was younger. No,
if a woman's legs look like that, it'd be like, wow, that's a lot of hair.
That is a ton of hair.
That would turn off any creepers. I would imagine. I don't know. I'm not a creeper, but it turned me off.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the feet long enough to see if it was a male or a female. Was that that's actual product? Are those women's feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they say it's a young woman wearing this in the.
What was that taken on a bed?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like it's almost like she's teasing people. Like,
yeah, like hello.
Here's a picture of my legs, everybody.
It is pretty disgusting.
They're gross, huh?
Or let me just put this out there for a second, ladies. Just grow your hair out if you think you're going to be around creepy guys, and I think that
was a Chinese product. Apparently, that's a big enough problem that they came up with a product for it.
Yeah,
that people would wear on a regular basis. Another thing that happened, this isn't China, but there's a guy that had tested positive for COVID, and in Indonesia, apparently you can't get on a plane without proving a negative test result, or I don't know how that works, but that was what was happening there. So what he did was he bought a ticket under his wife's name, and then boarded the plane because he and his wife looked alike. They look close enough of each other that he was able to get on the plane. I think that's funny. How would you like to look so much like your wife that people can't tell you apart?
It's got sitcom written all over it. That's what that has. So, okay, honey, I can't go to the PTA meeting. Can you go? All right, I'll grab my wig.
I'm not feeling well, but I'll tell you what. If you go into the office for me, we get another day of vacation next month.
Yeah. His name's Daryl and her name's Meryl, but no one can tell them apart. They're married twins.
So, Brian, you and I usually go the same place mentally, and for some reason, I went to Cheryl instead of Meryl. I was thrown off when you said Meryl just there. I thought for sure you were going to go with Cheryl.
Well, the group mind improv duo is the wheels are falling off at this point.
Yeah, we need more practice.
Yeah, I don't think there's nowhere. With the exception, like my wife could never pass as me, and I could never pass as her. No. But I will say this, because my wife and I, as you know, Mike, and many people may not know this, and probably most people don't, that my wife and I met in 3rd grade. And because of that, we had the exact same handwriting teacher. So
your handwriting,
we can forge each other's signatures remarkably well. So
I always find that's interesting.
Not that that's ever legally come into, we've never done that. I can
forge my wife's signature too, and I've done that for medical forms and stuff where it's just more convenient. But in my head, I always think it doesn't matter if you put an X there. Nobody looks, nobody cares. Nobody says, "Wait a minute, who's this?" I
had a document from the school yesterday that my daughter did not sign, and I went online to load it up for her sports. And nope, approved. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's just a student anyway. They don't care.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but. Yeah. So, all right, hairy legs keeps the creepers away.
Yeah, I guess. Really hairy legs a day.
I don't know if that theory would hold.
It seems like those would be very uncomfortable.
Some creepers are very creepy. You don't know what they're into.
I can imagine there's so many people creeping around that this is something you have to wear on a daily basis to ward them off.
Yeah.
And plus, wouldn't it be easier just to wear long pants?
Well, I think the only other option, that's a natural thing for ladies would be to just grow your armpit hair out.
Yeah.
Do a
See,
lot
my
of
wife and I don't
do a
look
lot of
alike at
this.
all. Jenny and I don't look alike at all. But if I shave, now we're starting to look similar.
Yeah.
If I get rid of my armpit hair, okay, now it's a little harder to tell the difference.
Uh-huh.
See?
Uh-huh.
So I think you're right.
And your problem is you wear a lot of sleeveless stuff. So that's Mike likes to go sleeveless, and apparently it's backless sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it makes it. I have more things like that go with my tennis skirt.
Yeah, true. You're very proud of your back tattoo. So
I am. I show that off every chance I get.
Well, all right. If that last story didn't keep people safe at school, let's just weirdly segue into the next thing, which would be there's a school bus that is using some alternate fuel source.
Yeah, it's a renewable source of fuel. It's basically feces, but it's human feces.
Oh, okay.
So what they've done is they've converted all the seats to toilets in the bus. No, they haven't done that. It just keeps going forever. But yeah, apparently there's a bus that is able to propel itself using human poo. I'm gonna look it up here again. It's called Britain's first poop bus, an effort towards sustainable transportation. Went into service this last March. It's specifically called a bio bus. That's what the state calls it, but of course people call it the poop bus. And it uses biomethane gas, which is generated through the treatment of sewage and food waste.
What does this bus smell like driving down the road? So it's just crop dusting the whole. Here comes the bus.
You know how for San Francisco they have their rapid transit is called BART. This one's called Fart.
Fart. There you go. Is that it? Let me just fart this. I'm sorry. Let me just start this up.
Hey, is there a fart station near here? Where's the nearest fart station? I need to catch a fart to.
So, we're not going to go too in depth on the story, but all I'm saying is, do people like get on the bus and they've got like here because they don't like they just have a bag of feces now?
I don't have any change.
What are you doing? I'm paying it forward. My husband had Mexican last night. I apologize, but I got to get to work. Let's go. Where have we come that that's where scientists have gone? Can we cure cancer?
All the things to be working on. I feel like if you're working on anything like that during a pandemic, for example,
yeah,
you're not using your skills properly.
Here's the thing. So like, I was watching the Men Who Made America documentary.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Rockefeller and the, oil, for lighting and all that. And then how they would refine it. And then everything that they didn't use of the oil got dumped into a giant vacant lot. And it was starting to fill up with all this fluid. And they said, Rockefeller's like, do something with that, figure something out. And that's where gasoline came from. So in this scenario, because we've got a major problem, with cow urine and feces.
Yeah.
But somehow somebody went, let's try it with people first.
Hey, we don't want to test out on animals. That's cruel. Do it with people.
That is the weirdest thing. Why would you not? There's got to be something else you can start with.
This is the worst segue to National Lasagna Day. It is. Today's National Lasagna Day.
National Lasagna Day. That's fantastic.
Well, even worse than that, it's also National Chili Dog Day. And I didn't want to make the connection immediately.
Yeah, no. Great. Thank you for spacing that out. So my wife's half Italian. My mother-in-law is obviously Italian. She makes the best Italian food, and she does pretty much everything. She makes her own sauce.
Okay, so Brian, you've told me about a restaurant for years called Anzio's, and we'd known each other 30 or 40 years before you finally invited me to Anzio's with you.
At least it's a club. Anyway, yeah.
But I did, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite restaurants because you're right. It's very good. But I've also heard over the last 75 years since we met how great a cook your mother-in-law is.
Oh,
have I ever had any of her food? Not one time.
That is true. And while we're on the subject matter, just very quickly, yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday, Betty. We're doing a party next week, not this week, because my wife's out of town.
Well, happy birthday, Betty. I would tell you in person, but I'm sure Brian's not going to invite me to the party.
Yeah. Well, she's not cooking. So, but
well, never mind.
My sister-in-law is a wonderful cook too. And my wife's a great cook too. I'm very lucky. That's why I'm very heavy all the time. But what I was saying is, as much as all the stuff she makes, she doesn't do lasagna.
Oh, really?
She doesn't make
cool
lasagna.
experience.
Like maybe once I've had it, but I love lasagna.
I do too. My mom made really great lasagna with Italian sausage and stuff, and it was really good. I loved it.
Like I don't care for Garfield much, but I will read the lasagna panels.
The lasagna episodes are worth it.
Those are the only ones, you know. It's like, you know, he loves it. He's like me. I guess I'm more like him than I thought. So I don't know. No, National Lasagna Day.
So what are you going to do to celebrate National Lasagna Day?
Well, my wife's out of town, and like I said, nobody makes.
Does Anfield serve lasagna?
They do. They have very good lasagna.
Dude,
and
that's why we have to get lasagna there.
The day is young.
It is young. It's very young.
I got 2 dental appointments with the kids, but not at lunch. This might just work.
There you go.
Yeah, well, we'll talk off air.
All right.
They say off air. That's what we'll say.
Well, yeah. Hey, listen, everybody, we got to take 5 real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I will say this. It's National Lasagna Day, which means breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You could have lasagna.
That's true.
Yeah. So, okay. Like a nice tiramisu at the end, because that's kind of like a chocolate lasagna, as I see it.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Old fatty can really spin this however he needs. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, that's there weren't a lot of other headlines. I did find some interesting headlines from the past though. Okay. Now some of these people may have seen, because I found them online and I thought, well, these are kind of interesting, but they're just poorly worded headlines. Like, you remember Jay Leno used to do his headlines saying, I love those. They were always fun.
Because it used to start like, did you read this in the paper?
Oh, let's do this. I'm going to pop these up and you're going to read them as Jay Leno.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here we go. This is headlines with Brian Kohatsu.
Hey, Mike, did you read this in the paper? This comes from the Northwest. Scientists to kill ducks to see why they're dying. To see why they're dying. You read that?
You have to do that. Slide it off to the left. Yeah, that was one of the headlines. Scientists are killing ducks to find out why they're dying. Turns out. Here's another one.
Come to find out. Hey, Mike, did you read this in the paper? Apparently, federal agents raid a gun shop, find weapons.
That's great. Federal agents raid gun shop and find weapons. Well, who'd have guessed? Oh my gosh.
Nope.
I guess I'm the Kevin Eubanks to this whole thing, right?
Yeah, there you go. I was trying to remember. I forgot Kevin Eubanks.
Where was I at? Somewhere recently, and she said, well, you'll have to talk to Mr. Eubanks. And I thought, wow, that's a great game show host name. But then his name tag said Kevin. I said, is his name Kevin Eubanks? And she goes, yeah. And I go, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. And she just looked at me like, why? I said, well, Kevin Eubanks was.
You expected like,
the Tonight Show.
Mike, ladies, tell me when was the last time your husband did something great around the house?
I thought for sure I was going to get to say, I thought for sure when she said Eubanks, I thought I was going to be able to use the word whoopee later. But yeah. No. Ladies, all right, we're going to try this. We're going to try one more time. Here we go, Brian. You ready?
All right. Hey, Mike, did you read this in the paper? Apparently to the Express Times, homicide victims rarely talk to police. I did the other Leno there. I did the lower one.
My problem with Leno doing these. This is my impression of Leno doing this. He will say this. It's a funny headline. Homicide victims rarely talk to the police. Okay, it's funny on its own. This is my version of Jay Leno. I know I won't try to do the voice, but this headline says homicide victims rarely talk to police. Yeah, because they're dead. He has to explain every joke. He has to explain it to the nth. It's funny.
So it'd be like this. Homicide victims rarely, Kevin, rarely talk to police.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Rarely.
Man, I
when
could
was
just go
the
for a
last
scrambled
time
egg.
a homicide? Ladies, what Ronco product your husband buy you last?
I would like to know people's input on what Ronco product do you wish he invented that he never did.
That's true. What did he do? Like just in bed at night going, I got all these extra handles. Wait a minute. The invisible suitcase. I've done it again. I've done it again.
But that's impossible, Ron. Not if I put a little needle in an egg.
And then while he's in bed, he pushes a button and a pad of paper slams down, which is like, it's the bed desk.
Yeah,
Really,
I mean, it's he came up with this idea of, hey, I'm gonna invent something where when you crack open an egg, it's already scrambled. That's impossible. Well, wait a minute, I figured it out.
A double dog dare you. All right, watch me. He was the inventor of hold my beer. That's what. Ron, nobody can do that. Oh yeah,
hold my beer. You're right. You're right.
You think about it, that he launched an industry of as seen on TV. I mean, there was nothing like that, and now we live in that world 24/7. There'd be no Wish. There were all these other places.
Yeah.
Think about it, man. And it's so weird too. Those commercials are so good, it would just pique your curiosity enough where you're like, Mom, do we have 1995?
Every week for the show, I look up and find out what is the national day of, and there's some really strange. I mean, there's hundreds every day, because you can register the day to be just pretty much anything you want for a small fee. But so anyway, but today happens to be National Lasagna Day, National Chili Dog Day, National Chicken Wing Day. I mean, come on, this is the day.
Yeah.
It's also National Lipstick Day, but I don't care about that.
Well, if you're a lady and you like lasagna, this ain't your day. You got to pick one. Because you can't be like, your lasagna is going to get cold, but you're going to
be somebody that doesn't just like lipstick, but you like the application of the lipstick a lot.
Yeah.
You like putting it on.
Yeah. It's one thing you don't see too much anymore. I remember my mom, it was a production putting on her lipstick.
Oh yeah.
She'd do it, and then she would get that, she'd get the Kleenex, and then she would dab. And there was always
my mom did that too.
She might dab twice depending on the color, and then away she went off to work. And my mom was a switchboard operator in a department store. And so,
so it didn't matter if she had lipstick on or not.
Well, people could hear it, like, So when she would say, like, thank you for calling Bullocks. Remember Bullocks? And then people would go, she sounds wonderful. And she's wearing lipstick.
Is that a maroon red? Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing.
Because like most guys on the phone, you can tell our lips are chapped. Hey, what's going on?
You can hear the scraping of the lips together. It sounds like sandpaper.
It sounds like gravel, basically, on the road. Like, I'd like to order a pizza. Okay. Is that your voice, sir? I'm sorry, it's my lips.
So I was wondering, Josh has been in the bathroom quite a while, but again, it is National Chili Dog Day. So I don't know. But
some of us start the party early. So
I'm wondering if you have any guesses as to where Josh and Chris are right now, Brian.
Well, if memory serves me correctly, the odds on sleeping are good.
That's true for both of them. They may be sleeping in.
Other than that, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
We have a very if you're a longtime viewer and listener of the show, you'll know that everyone takes a bathroom break around here.
Yeah,
periodically it happens. So.
If you're not here,
but
so I know Josh did tell me he wasn't going to make it, but I thought Chris would be here, but apparently he's indisposed with something.
Well, basically, what it boils down to, our hopes and prayers are with them that they're doing okay. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, let's say that.
Mike, you did mention something earlier in the tease, I believe, about aliens. Did you not?
Oh, I did. So
I don't want to spoil anything by saying my radar went off, because it's not like I have an antenna coming out of my head. But
you're my favorite uncle.
Dude, I loved My Favorite Martian in a way that when I was in first grade for Halloween, they were like, okay, just come come dressed tomorrow. And I had on a baseball hat with two wire hangers that I cut that were in the hat as antenna. And then I had a really long wire that I had a spoon on so I could
Yeah.
levitate the spoon.
Oh my gosh.
I was Uncle Martin from My Favorite Martian.
That was one of my favorite shows.
It's only
Yeah, I
on
love
like
that one. Yep.
only 3 seasons. It got killed by the women. They got killed by I Dream a Genie and Bewitched.
Oh, right. It was
Because
a great show.
you mean to sit there and tell me Ray Walston doesn't have sex appeal? Please.
I liked it.
This is my favorite impression. Tim, if Mrs. Brown were to find out I was an alien, you know,
Yeah.
he was great.
You're right, because it was on before that. So it ushered in a whole era of shows where we can't let the neighbors find out who we really are.
Yeah. There was that secret, you
Yeah.
know, which in the 50s, people were like, he's a communist. No. He's a Martian now. We're okay.
Yeah.
No more communists living amongst
But
us.
you know, that
right?
went into the 80s. Three's Company was basically the same thing. We can't let them know what's really going on.
Mhm. Yeah.
Really
That hidden secret thing is always, you know,
Buddies.
bosom buddies. Yep.
Yeah.
The list really does.
It's a long list of
Quite a list.
secret lives.
Mork and Mindy.
Yeah,
Here's what I find fascinating is Mork and Mindy.
Wait a second. So I don't recall that being an element. I'm sure it was, but I don't remember them trying to hide that he was an alien. Was that part of the show?
Oh yeah, definitely. She hid it from her father. She eventually broke down and told her father because she was living with a man.
Oh, right.
She had to tell him why. And then
he's not really a man. He's a comedian.
On a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
But no, but here's what's interesting. I remember reading this as a kid and I thought, that's interesting, because I loved Mork and Mindy. And when he did Popeye, when Robin Williams did Popeye, and then Ray Walston was cast as his father.
Oh yeah, I was
like, oh my God, it's my favorite Martian and Mork. It's a really nice little
two aliens
for a movie that most people don't care about, but I thought it was unique. So
do you remember the theme song for this? My Favorite Martian?
Hold on, because the other one came in my head. My Favorite Martian was
I don't remember it at all. I'm gonna find it though.
Oh, I know it. It's in there somewhere. If we weren't live, I'd be fine. I will say this, just only because it's popped in my head, my useless knowledge. The Incredible Hulk, starring Bill Bixby.
Oh yeah.
So you remember Lurch?
That was Courtship of Eddie's father, Bill Bixby.
Yeah. You remember Lurch from the Addams Family?
I do.
His last name's Cassidy. I forgot his first name. Anyways,
Butch.
It's Butch Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not David Cassidy. Anyway, he was friends with Bill Bixby, and he does the introduction of the Incredible Hulk.
I didn't know that.
David Banner, a man not barely alive,
wow,
$6 million man suddenly.
It's just $6 million, yeah.
We can rebuild him by putting him in this chamber. Anyways, they were good. They were good friends, and then the first season of all the grunts and groans of the Hulk was Lurch.
Really?
Yeah,
that's good trivia. I did not know that.
Yeah, and then he passed away, and then Lou Ferrigno started doing his own grunting.
His own grunts.
You're gonna have more weight to pull this year.
Lou, we're gonna give you some lines this week, this season.
Try this one.
Can you say?
That's take, cut, print. That's all we need. We'll loop it. Okay, let's go.
At the gate.
On to season 3. Yeah. Oh, anyways, going back to the alien story. Boy, we teased this for a long time. Better be good.
So apparently there's been several studies that show that the people that claim to have been abducted by aliens, the ones that were involved in this study, at least, it turns out it is most likely it was a lucid dream. These people have very lucid dreams. Have you ever had a dream where you wake up and you're like, wait, was that real or did I've never had that immediately, but I've been in situations where a couple of days have gone by and I think back at, hey, did we buy that whatever, or was that something I dreamt? Have you ever had that?
Yeah. Only my alien dreams, but not like, oh, I bought a boat.
I've had many dreams. I've had many dreams where I go to a planet and I abduct the inhabitants of that planet.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they're saying. The most alien abductions are lucid dreams by aliens.
Huh.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Explain a lot. My wife is it doesn't happen often, but it's happened enough times to be interesting, where she will wake up during it, not wake up, she won't wake up during the dream, and she'll be standing up walking, you know, like when we first got married, I woke up one morning to her standing over me. And I was like, hello, and she's like, just looked at me, and then she kind of walked away and then went into the kitchen, and I thought, hey, there's knives in the kitchen. And then I went in there and kind of woke her up, and she's like, I was dreaming I was at work and I was behind the counter, and then then you went in the kitchen where knives are. So anyway,
Brian, have you ever had a dream that you've killed your favorite pet?
Wasn't a dream. 2 nights ago, my wife's out of town. My dog loves me, but he's not a fan of mine. But because my wife's gone, he decided to sleep next to me. Well, I woke up last night, and he was sleeping very sound, but his head was tucked in so far into me with a blanket over it, and I couldn't really see or hear him breathing, and I thought I killed him. And so, anyways, I shook him. I ended up putting my ear to his chest, and he's fine. We laughed about it this morning, actually.
You thought you were going to have to compete in the grave digging competition
again, but I got some experience now. So
see, I actually, I think we've mentioned this on the show before. I've gotten in severe trouble for improperly discarding of the carcass of a pet. Yeah. We had a cat that died, and I put it in the trash bag and threw it in the trash. And then it was a Sunday morning. We were on our way to church, and my wife inquired about the cat, and I said, "Oh, it died." And she goes, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, I threw it in the trash." And she was very upset. So
yeah,
I didn't think it was a big deal, but apparently,
see, so when we buried our dog, my wife's parents have a pretty big piece of property. They have a big backyard. Anyways, my father-in-law had said, if anything ever happens to the dog, you can bury him here. Well, they just so happened to be in Italy at the time. So when he died, we're like, all right, well, we're not just going to keep it till they get back. So we went, dug the hole and all that. But we were laughing, like I said, until you've dug a grave with your wife, you haven't lived. So while we're digging, it's nighttime. We got all the floodlights on, and we're digging away. And I know the neighbors at one point were thinking, like, hey, aren't Bill and Betty on vacation? What's under that, people digging a hole in that blanket? So, it was that or Weekend at Bernie's the dog, and I just didn't have it. I don't think the kids could have taken it. So
you could put it on a skateboard and just walked around with it all day.
Exactly. He's fine.
Did you have when you were young? So you're just a little younger than me, just barely younger than me, but young enough where when I was young, we made skateboards out of old metal skates and a piece of 2x4.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, I mean, I was only in like junior high when they started coming out with actual real skateboards.
Real ones, right.
So I imagine for you never had that homemade skateboard era because you probably just had the real ones.
My father was a farmer, so we had a lot of those crates.
Oh yeah.
So at one point, something was manufactured out of old skateboards or roller skates. But no, primarily I remember I had one of those little short ones, a little red skateboard, and the movie Jaws was big, and it said Jaws on there with a picture of the shark. And boy, could I really tear it up. I don't think I told you this, Mike, but I keep asking my wife for a skateboard now, and she refuses to buy me one. After I tore my Achilles, she's like, no, you're going to kill yourself. And I'm like, just buy me the stupid skateboard. Like every time we go to the sports store,
I would not dare get on a skateboard at this point.
The one I want is like really cool. It's really big. It's a wide board. It's long. So
here's a picture of it. I found a picture of it.
Yes. It's got a crate with the big number 2 because but the board that I want is like this really nice it's like a oak or something, and it's got a real huge like dragon on it. And my wife's like, no. So I think Santa might bring me one this year.
I got to tell you, Brian, you gave me some news this last week that I'm excited about, I can't share it. It's your news to share, and I don't know when you're ready to do that. But I am so excited for the merchandise you have available for people.
I do. I'm
It's
excited
so cool.
too.
So anyway, just stay tuned for that. Someday
Yeah.
Brian will release it to the public, and you'll be able to get this cool thing.
Actually, if you want a sneak peek, it is on my website. So if somebody wants to go and you go to my store, you can take a quick peek at the merchandise.
Is it available for purchase right now?
It is available for purchase, yes, through my website.
So we'll just leave it at that and keep it industry. It's BrianKohatsu.com. Anyway, yep.
And if you see it and you're a little confused by it, I'm just going to say that you obviously have never seen my set.
It's true. If you know Brian's some of his classic stuff, is some of the best of stuff, you'll really appreciate it. But even without that, I think it's a pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool shirt on its own. Yeah. Actually, I met with the shirt guys today, and they were very impressed with the work that was done.
You have shirt guys?
I highly recommend Fiverr, by the way, if you're looking for an artist. Contact me.
Yeah,
you can see the artwork. But thank you for that impromptu.
I don't know what. Oh, it's because you mentioned the Drake. You mentioned the thing on the design on the skateboard.
Yeah,
but yeah, that reminded me of that. So.
Yeah. I could talk my wife into putting that image on a skateboard.
There you go.
She might just fall for it. Okay. Anywho, yeah. So we got about 9 minutes left in the show. 8.5. But who's counting?
How are we gonna stretch the rest of this out for another 8.5 minutes?
Well, I've got some ideas. I'm thinking of a number.
Okay, I got it.
All right, what is it?
73.
Oh man, it's not stretching any time. Oh boy. Let's talk a little bit about the tour. Tour is happening.
Yes. Yep. Go ahead.
It's soon. Tickets are available.
Our first stop is actually on the 28th of August. It's in Peoria, Arizona, at Copper Hills Community Church. That is officially our first stop of the tour. And then we really kick off big the weekend after that on September 3rd in Chicago, Illinois at Willow Creek Church. All this is on our website. If you go to crosssideComedy.com or generationallyfunny.com, or even if you go to themorninglaugh.com, you should be able to find all this. And I'm really excited about this. We've got a lot of dates scheduled. We've got a lot of dates still open for more. We've got a lot of them kind of partway in the hopper, but we don't have finalization on all of them. The tickets are starting to go on sale already for some of the shows. So yeah, get on there and do that. If you're in the Chicago area anywhere, it'd be a really fun show. Or if you're anywhere in Arizona.
Yeah. Arizona's coming up pretty soon. So if you're already in Arizona, just so you know, a lot of tickets have already been sold. And I think by this weekend too, a lot more are going to be sold.
Yeah. So, I imagine we'll definitely be sold out. I don't know how much longer you'll have for that, but you can always check it out on one of those websites.
And if you're not a regular listener of the show, just to kind of fill you in, generationally funny. Shame on you, right? Let's shame them. Let's do that. But important, generationally funny. Mike represents the boomers. I'm representing the Gen Xers, and then Josh and this was interesting. Josh and Chris are both millennials, but they recently were telling me how there's two separate types of millennials. Like the early ones and the late ones.
There's the frosted side and the non-frosted side.
That's right. So, and we'll just be kind of representing our generation the best we can. Best of our abilities, and may the winner be my generation. So I don't know. There's no.
I have to say, if it was sheer strength, it would have to be mine, because mine spanned like 40 years. The other generations are like 10 years. They keep changing generations every 10 years.
I want there to be like some 93-year-old man at one of the shows going, when you're on stage going, preach it, brother, because
I'm in the same group. You're right.
Yeah.
1946 to 1964 is the boomers. So
he's going to be like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Women be like that. What? Settle down.
Yeah, you could literally be in your 90s and be in my same generation.
That's bizarre.
Yep.
That is so bizarre, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's like, so
Yeah.
I know we're running out of time here, but I have to share the story that Mike and I went to it was a retirement home, but it was more of a recovery retirement home.
It was a nursing home.
It was a nursing home, but the particular show we did was for people in their 80s and 90s that had some type of surgery and were recovering. Yep. So they were very old and very sick. But a nice woman whose father was in that home asked us to come and do a show because she said these people just sit around and do nothing all day, and we want to do something to kind of just entertain them and activate their minds. So she asked Mike and I to go perform, and Mike always takes wonderful pictures of me, and several people not making eye contact, first of all, or sleeping. I don't know. But
yeah, that actually was a recovery place. You're right. I thought you were going to the story of the nursing home with.
No, we have several nursing homes
with
the one story makes me gag, so I don't tell it.
It's one of my favorites. It's it's not what you think. It was just a very sweet old woman that was not very self-aware of what was happening with her.
What was happening or what was coming out of her nose.
Yeah. Did you know that was the same woman that kept going, why is there a fire truck?
Yeah. Again, another story for another time. That one that I was talking about, though, those guys were real. They were like late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. They were all just hanging in there. I don't know why.
That one was done. It was interesting. That one, they hired us to come out. Well, wasn't they? One of the patient's daughters hired us to come out of her own pocket. And we're not cheap, you guys. It's expensive. Anyway, this was long ago, but
they bought a lot of merch.
She paid for us out of her own pocket to come and entertain the whole nursing home group.
She a flight attendant?
Yeah, she's a flight attendant for Southwest.
Okay. Did you meet her on a flight? Was that the deal?
Yeah, I saw her on a flight one time, and then I ended up meeting with her somewhere. I can't remember what the situation was, but we got together at some point later to talk about doing other shows and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah.
The thing I love about that show is I changed my jokes to reflect that generation. That's what made me think about this, is because I said to those guys, you guys had a Great Depression. I mean, you guys really knew how to do it. You guys had a Great Depression.
Yeah.
Our depressions,
There's a lot of animosity during our depression.
It was you, and then maybe one of the other caretakers laughed at that one. But that was fun. And then instead of my Wham joke, I did the Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Really, that whole set was just for you, Mike, to see whether or not it was a barometer if you were even listening. So, but Mike's very, very good at taking pictures of me in the compromising positions that make me look it started not in front of an audience. It
started back in the 30s when we were doing a show, and I took a picture of you, and then I looked at the picture and realized, oh, that was a bad angle. It looks like nobody's in the show. It was happened to be several empty chairs between me, where the camera was, and where you were.
There was a ton of Apple boxes empty.
Yeah, but that's kind of funny. And then I started at shows, I started trying to find angles where it looked like you're performing in front of empty chairs.
Yeah. So so if you're ever on my website, you'll go like, how come there's no people in these seats? No, I've since had to hire what are they called? Other friends to take pictures of me when I'm on stage.
I need to go through and find all those pictures. It'd be cool to put them all together somewhere.
Yeah. That or Mike liked to take a picture of me next to a gas generator that was just off stage, cranking away while I was trying to do my
thing. It was just the loudest gas-powered generator for our. And the best part is, it was on a big stage, which is actually just a semi-truck, but the cord that was plugged in was only like 5 feet long, so we were like hunched over next to this power generator to speak.
It's 5 feet, but 2 feet of it were stapled to the floor.
That's right.
It wouldn't go anywhere.
But we were greeted by the other act as we were coming off, and the next act was coming on. They They told us so. What are you guys doing up here? Just messing around?
Yeah. So, yeah, we've seen it all. Is what we're saying. So, anyways, generationallyfunny.com. Go there. Crossidecomedy.com. Themorninglaugh.com. Any of those.
Can you wrap it up with 3 seconds over? 5 seconds over.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
We gotta wrap this up.
Anyway, so with that, we're going to wish you guys a happy lasagna day.
Happy chili dog day.
Chili dog day, and happy lipstick. And you can't say just ladies nowadays.
No, happy lipstick day for those of you who identify as lipstick wearers.
Whoever you are. And remember, Kleenex, just a little dab will do you. And with that, good morning. See you later, guys.
See ya.